Hey Canucks fans, thanks for being here. I am Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And this is my Canucks take, all in one take. My final post-game live stream for this tumultuous, this unprecedented, this crazy 2020-2021 season. So thanks everyone for being here right away. Thank you to all the Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Justin Credible, Nux fan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, and Jamie Sports Talk and more. Thanks for your support as always. And thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member, press the join button underneath this or in my videos. Or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. You can see we're still at 43 members. Want to try and get to 45 by the end of this month. Might be tough. And thank you for all your support as always. Subscribe. You haven't subscribed already. We're almost at 6,500, which is pretty cool. Want to try and hit that by the end of the month. And of course, like this video. There's 25 of you in there, in here right now. And we only have 10 likes. So you guys know I like that 50% ratio. So let's get that up to about 12 or 15 for sure. Thank you to the moderators. It's always fun, moderators. You guys know I appreciate you. Everything is good from last night. All's good. If you're, everything's fine. We'll just say it like that. So moderators, thank you for the job that you do. Remember, if don't be afraid to let things err on the side of not being a little lenient, because I'm a big boy. I can handle things. The fact that we have moderators and we have so many is a good thing. And thanks to Monkey 9 Brewing for always. I guess this is the final post-game live stream, but I will work something out for the rest of these streams for sure, including a schedule of some sort. No matter where you're watching from, if you're in the beautiful Steveston area of Richmond, like I am, if you're in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you. This, it's weird. This is technically the last, as many of you mentioned, the last post-game live stream of the season. But I certainly don't feel like it's an end because we just know that there's going to be a lot of Canucks stuff happening over the offseason. And I'm sure we're going to get into all of it today. So let me go in for about 5 or 7 minutes here, and then I'll go to your questions. So if you want to save your questions until then. But yes, I appreciate you guys being here. You guys know I do not take it for granted at all. I know you could be watching, doing anything else, but the fact that you've been here with me, and shout out to you if you've been here on every single post-game live stream of the year. I think I have a feeling that I missed one, that I didn't do 56 of these. I have a feeling that I missed one. Can anyone remember if I missed one? I know there's a couple where there were on Easter Saturday. Oh, maybe it was on Easter Saturday. That's the one I didn't do because I know I had to live stream the mass from my church. Even the night I went to the game with Marie, I think I streamed from my office, but I thought I missed one for sure. Hey everyone, thanks for the compliments too. You guys know that I read questions and compliments because I like being affirmed. Yeah, Coach Rob, I don't know. I thought I missed one. In fact, the date was April. It was the first Saturday in April. Because that was the one, Saturday, April 3rd. That was the one where I was going to do... Oh, no. That's true. They didn't play. Because Saturday, April 3rd. That was the one where I was planning to do only the first hour. And then I had to go to Mass. But it turns out that they got bumped. So maybe I did do all of them then. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to show off now. So if you've been here for all 56, props to you. That's very impressive. That's even more impressive than me doing all 56 because you have to sit there and listen to me and watch me. So Canucks After Dark. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Canucks After Dark. No, those count too because I'm still streaming. Great point, Fillmore. So hi. I'm so glad you guys are here. So grateful to all of you. And yes, although it is the final game of the season, I certainly don't feel like this is the end because going forward, I will be doing 2 streams a week, not including Canucks After Dark. So I'll likely be doing Sunday nights and Thursday nights, except for the weeks where I do the members only live stream, which is only once a month. So yes, I will go Sundays and Thursdays except I will take a break. I will not do one tomorrow night, given that I've gone 4 straight nights, including Canucks After Dark. So unless, something crazy happens with news, I have a feeling that nothing might happen tomorrow because it's only the players meeting the media, but maybe something happens on Friday or maybe even something happens tomorrow. We shall see. We shall see. Okay. I was actually worked from home, not because of the game, but I was able to have the game on. Didn't watch a lot of it, so I don't really want to talk too much. Well, I mean, we can talk about the game, but I don't have much to say about it. You can tell both teams, especially the Canucks, were playing like it was the last game of the season. Pearson, Edler, and Demko didn't even dress. Actually, I'm not sure who backed up. Maybe did Demko back up? I don't even know. But it wasn't our finest effort for sure. Although after the Calgary Flames went up 4-0, I thought the Canucks played really aggressively for 5 minutes, made it 4-2. Like they're really aggressive. They were skating well, they were passing well, they're shooting well, and then Calgary scored one against the grain sort of thing to go back up 5-2. And then I kind of lost interest from there. Interesting. I was supposed to be on Rob Fay's show. He reached out to me on Sunday and said, hey, there's 3 shows left, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Can you do one of them? I told him, yeah, I can do Wednesday. And then he never got back to me. He ghosted me, as the cool kids say. So he had Jeff Patterson on, which is a bit of a step up. Not much, but it's a bit of a step up. And so he did not need me today, but he didn't tell me until today. So that was interesting, but that's okay. I forgive Rob. I'm a very forgiving person. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I wanted to tell you really quickly, I bumped this by 15 minutes, so thanks for those of you that waited for me. And I haven't seen that Kadri hit yet. I'll look it up as we chat. But I just did my annual hockey pool with my church friends, and we're a few days late, but it was the only time we could get together. So there were 8 teams. There were 6 people, but 2 of us, including me, took 2 teams. So there were 8 pool teams. And we did a random draw. It's kind of a cool website. It's called Wheel of Names. I've used that to do the order of picks. And guess what? I got picks number 1 and 2. So if any of you done any type of draft and you do a snake, basically I had picks 1 and 2. Then I had to wait for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But by being on what's called the snake, being at the end of either the head or the tail of the snake, being at picking number 1 and number 2, if you can picture this, I always had 4 picks in a row, right? Because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2. So I always had 4 picks in a row. So I just want to tell you really quickly my 2 teams, and then I want you to tell me which one you like more, okay? So just tell me which one you like more of these 2 teams, and then I will look at the Kadri hit as you type in 1 or 2, and then I can get to your questions. Okay, so remember, there's 8 of us. There's 8 teams. We went 18 players deep. So that's pretty deep. That's 144 players total. So here's my 2 teams. You tell me which one you like better. Team number 1 or team number 2. Team number 1 has MacKinnon, Burakovsky, and Girard from Colorado. Then Guentzel, Carter, Letang, Rust from Pittsburgh. Compher from Colorado. Kaspanen from Pittsburgh. McAvoy Boston, Toffoli Montreal, McCann Pittsburgh, Grzelcyk Boston, Fast and Foegele from Carolina, CC Rodriges from Pittsburgh, and Gallagher from Montreal. So again, team 1 is MacKinnon, Burakovsky, Girard, Guentzel, Carter, Letang, Rust, Compher, Kaspanen, McAvoy, Toffoli, McCann, Grzelcyk, Fast, Foegele, CC Rodriges, and Gallagher. So that's team number 1. Team number 2 is mostly Tampa, Winnipeg, Washington, with a couple Carolina guys. So team number 2 is Kucherov, Hedman, Gourde, all from Tampa, Hyman from Toronto, Wheeler from Winnipeg, Necas and Teravainen from Carolina, Johnson and McDonagh from Tampa, Carlson, Backstrom from Washington, Stastny, Lowry from Winnipeg, Bailey, Nelson from the Islanders, Kuznetsov, Washington, Joseph, Tampa, and Orlov from Washington. So again, team number 2 is Kucherov, Hedman, Gourde, Hyman, Wheeler, Necas, Teravainen, Johnson, McDonagh, Carlson, Backstrom, Stastny, Lowry, Bailey, Nelson, Kuznetsov, Joseph, and Orlov. So team number 1 is mostly Colorado and Pittsburgh with a couple Carolina, Montreal, and Boston thrown in. So that's team number 1. Team number 2 is mostly Tampa, Winnipeg, and Washington with a couple Islanders and Carolina thrown in. So which team do you like better between team number 1 and team number 2? While you guys are typing that in, I will look up this Kadri hit. I will start by talking about the Kadri hit, and then we will talk about whatever you guys want. Someone said I was low on energy yesterday. I wasn't offended. It was an interesting comment. I already feel like I have more energy today, but maybe that's because, you know, I had a good time with my church friends in the hockey pool, and maybe because I didn't go into the office and talk for a 3-hour meeting. So let's see, Kadri. Here we go. Oh, that was bad. What's he doing? So there's that Kadri on Falk. Yeah, no one took Falk in our pool, and no one took Kadri. Actually, some took Kadri, but it wasn't me. All right, let's see what we have here in terms of feedback for the team. Yeah, you know, I thought team number 1 would be better because it's first overall pick. But as soon as I took Nate, and it was really funny, you guys, as we were doing this random random number generator, the fact that Clay got number 1 and then Emo got number 2, that was pretty funny. But I knew as soon as I took MacKinnon that I knew that I wouldn't get Makar, Rantanen, or Landeskog because there's no way those guys were going to come back to me. And sure enough, I couldn't get them. But I ended up with some other, you know, decent Colorado guys, just not as good like Sam Girard. But my second team, the fact that I was able to get Kucherov, Hedman right at the top, I thought that was pretty good. And then, of course, I would love Stamkos, but he wasn't there. Okay, so team 1, team 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, a bunch of 1s, actually, which is fine. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, yeah, Dexter, that's true. I can show you. I don't know how to screen share, and it's on a different computer, but I can just pull it up on this computer and hold it up to you. Okay, hold on a sec. Google Sheets. Playoff pool. Okay, so for anyone who wants to see this, let me just get it. Where's the view? Oh, view. Zoom. 90%. All right. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if this is readable. Okay, how do I do this? No, that's not right. Can you guys even read that? I can't even get it straight on my camera. No, it's got to be this way. There. Hopefully you can read that. And I'll just hold it here for about 30 seconds. This is like the worst streaming ever. No, wait. Is it backwards? It's like 5 seconds behind. So there. There's teams 1 and 2. If you can see it. Clay and Emo. I'll hold it up for 10 more seconds. And then I'll get to actually talking. Can you guys even read that? I don't know if you can read that. Oh, yeah, that's good. If you haven't seen that by then it's fine. I don't even know if I was too small. Okay, sorry, guys. That was like the worst. That was like the worst ever. Okay. But thanks. Thanks for bearing with me. You know what I'll do is I will... Actually, let me try one other thing. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. You guys, let's try this just for the heck of it. I can't believe I'm doing all this for this, but it might be worth it. Okay, so in the video description, and then what I'll do is I'll delete it after. In the video description, I don't even know if this is worth doing, but I'm going to do it anyways. Okay, in the video description, I'm going to put the 2 teams real quick, and then I'll delete it after. Okay, so there's team 1, and here's team 2. Adam donates $5, probably because he probably wants me to get on with it. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. Thanks for being a really good mod. Okay, if you refresh the stream, oh great, I refreshed it, now I got an ad playing. If you refresh the stream, you will see in the, actually it looks good. If you refresh the stream, in the video description, you see my 2 teams listed. So take a quick look. Take a quick look at those two teams. Then now that you've seen them, put in a 1 or a 2, and then I'll get to all your questions. So if you ask a question, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet because I don't want to fall too far behind already. But take a look really quickly. I'll give this 1 minute total. But look at the 2 teams and let me know which one you like more. Now that you see them actually listed out on paper. Adam, once again, thanks for the donation. Appreciate you, brother. Oh, yeah. And ignore the Kasperi Kapanen, right? Not Kaspanen. I'm not sure what I was doing there. Thanks, Dexter. That's probably why I got hammered in our pool. Okay. So you guys can chat. Okay, Arso likes Team 2. Dexter says it's Kapanen, not Kaspanen. What are the teams for? Jogpal, this is a hockey pool that I just did. I just did with my buddies just before I came on here. Sheldon likes Team 1. Coach Rob likes Team 1. C-Edit still like number 1. No, I trust you, C-Edits. Uno. Okay, so a lot of 1s. It looks like Arso is the only one that really likes Team 2. Yeah, Noah, I just threw those 2 teams up there. Those are my 2 hockey pool teams that I just did. Which team is indeed better is my question. Okay. Thanks, everyone, for indulging me now that we're 17 minutes in. Yeah, Rome, Team 2, Pittsburgh, Colorado, the finals. You know what's interesting? If Tampa comes out of the East, but because they came in 3rd, as much as I want to see a Colorado-Tampa final, it's almost impossible. They're going to meet in the semis because Tampa has a low point total for the regular season, and as we know, they reseed the division winners. So Colorado and Tampa could very well meet in the semifinal as opposed to the final, which would be too bad. But of course, it depends on which 4 teams make it through. But there's a good chance that Colorado and Tampa will. Okay, so now we're getting some late love for Team 2, which is all good. One other thing, for you Hall of Fame members, I sent you Team 3 looks. Hall of Fame members, I sent you the video. Some of you watched it already, giving me feedback. It was not only my complete bracket prediction, but it was also Sean and Jacob's prediction. So Hall of Fame members, if you've seen it already, Sean, you can tell, knows this stuff. Jacob had no clue. He talked for 5 minutes about, and he didn't mention one player's name. Well, he mentioned McDavid as McJesus, but he basically has Colorado in the final, even though he can't name a single player. And he has Washington in the final because of the 39 bald backup goaltender who didn't even play tonight, which is Craig Anderson. What is your team name in the pool? Oh, yes. And we have 46 entries in the confidence pool that I'm running. It's the biggest ever. It's a total prize pool of almost $700, which is awesome. 46 people in it, including many of you. And Nucks fan, they're Canuck Clay and GLCPC are my 2 team names. Of course, Canuck Clay. You should have figured that out, Nucks fan. Canuck Clay and GLCPC. Showtime was so upset that Edler was a healthy scratch. I wouldn't be upset. I bet you that was Edler's own volition. He's like, why am I going to bother, traveling to Calgary for 1 day when I could just stay home and rest? Even if this is his last season, at least he got to play in the final home game. Justin, Team 1 is good. Team 2 is great. Team 3, GLCBC is the team to beat. Yes, when I list all the members, that looks like a really good team for sure. Adam, hey Clay, do you think Jim Benning, the ownership group, has done a disservice to Coach Green by offering new contracts? Absolutely, it's a disservice. Everything Green's body language, the way he's answering, it sounds like he's not going to be coming back, which I think is a big mistake. Canucks, I hope NHL brackets allow us to readjust the brackets for the Final Four if reseeding is done. Canucks Dream, I thought the bracket challenge already took that into consideration. Did it not? I didn't do my own bracket, but I thought that it did it for you. Fangirl, what's the most memorable moment of this Canucks season? The most memorable moment for me, I think, was seeing Hoglander's emergence. Just like we've seen Besser, Pedersen, and Hughes emerge. I think overall, I think it's Hoglander. An actual moment. You know what it is for me? It was coming out of COVID and beating Toronto twice, because it might have given us a false sense of hope, but it was such a feel good story. I think that's what it was for me, at least for the Canucks. And then for myself personally, it was two. It was going to a game with Marie back at the end of January, basically being one of only 4 fans in the stadium. That was pretty cool in the arena. And then of course the emergence of my Canuck Clay, or nice guy Clay gif or meme. That was a pretty cool moment for me as well. A lot of people were using it today on Twitter. C-Edits, what'd you think about not playing Gadjevich today? He did the pregame skate but didn't play. Yeah, I think maybe they didn't want 3, like all 3 of Lynn, Gadjevich, and Lockwood in. I was surprised that Gadjevich didn't play. Yeah, he only played 1, right? And Lockwood played 2, and Lynn played about 7. Yeah, maybe in a mean nothing game, why not? But are you still trying to audition the veterans too? I don't know. I wasn't that upset about it, C-Edits, but I understand why people would want to see him play. Inferno, a bunch of goofballs of Twitter. Wow, Justin, get on that Pens back, Justin. So I want to give a shout out to Justin, really good friend of mine from, well, we haven't met in person, but it seems like a good guy. Not just because he gave a $10 donation. Thank you, Justin, for that. That's $10 US too, so that's like 12 Canadian or 13 Canadian. And Justin, you may have seen me talk about it. Look in the video description. You'll be a happy man. One of my 2 pool teams for my church pool that I just did, loaded up on Penguins. Once Crosby was taken, I took everyone else that I could. So thanks for that donation, Justin. I appreciate that. Protest on Saturday against the Canucks management group. Well, you know, everyone has the right to do that thing, and these people are obviously very frustrated. Maybe they feel like it's the only way to get their voice heard. So to each his own. I don't have a strong opinion on it. Peter Hughes, hey Clay, did you see the Bruins OT goal? Miscommunication between Samsonov. Yes, I saw the goal. I haven't seen Ovechkin's reaction, but my buddies in my hockey pool were telling me about it for sure. Clay hype, thanks Mike. I did the bracket. I was allowed a Tampa, Colorado final. Well, that depends, Canucks Dream, on who your other 2 finalists were, right? Because if you had Colorado won the President's Trophy, but then if you had Shannon for the $5 donations, well, you guys donate more now that the season's over. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Shannon. Canucks Dream, that would make sense if you. Who's your final 4, Canucks Dream? Maybe that'll help. Because if you had a team that even had fewer points than Tampa in the finals, then that makes sense. But my final 4, I had Washington and Toronto. No, Pittsburgh and Toronto, who had more points than Tampa during the regular season. So that's why Tampa was seeded 4 for me. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Justin. And thank you, Adam. Tank Nation, I hear that one of the veteran players didn't come back from Calgary. And no exit meetings. I heard that too. I saw that on Twitter. Veteran players, I don't know. Some people are speculating it's JT Miller. Maybe it's Nate Schmidt. I don't know. I don't know actually. And I don't want to speculate just because I don't have an educated guess. Shannon, I did not get the email with the pool that everyone is in. Shannon, let me check something real quick because let me just check something. And Shannon, I'll make sure that I fix it later. But I'm just making sure that I have it because I know I got your picks when Coach Rob sent them in. Shannon, playoff pool. Sorry, guys, just checking this for Shannon real quick. Charlie team. Yeah, you're in there, Shannon. Shannon, I sent the email. Late Tuesday night, so I'll resend it to you after the stream, Shannon. By the way, if anyone else that's in the confidence pool, can you confirm with me that you did receive the email? And then that way I can make sure that I didn't mess up. And it was maybe, but Shannon, you're on there for sure. If you want to check your email, that would be great. What moves you want to see in the offseason, Jog Paul? The Canucks are going to be hamstrung when it comes to, they don't have a lot of money, But I think they got to make a decision on Hamonic or someone like him to beef up the D, and whatever extra money they have, go after either a third line center or a top 6 forward or top 9 forward for sure. How did the Jets beat the Oilers when the best players? Fillmore, I'm not sure if you were at Canucks After Dark. That's the one that Parker and I did a fun wager on. I picked Winnipeg, and he picked Edmonton. I'm doing great, Noah. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, but I presume they shut down McDavid and Draisaitl, obviously. Noah, I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well as well. Calvin, which Canuck is going to Seattle? I think it's going to be one of Lind or McEwen, whoever they don't protect. Adam, yes, no, I was aware of Tanner Pearson not even flying to Calgary. He flew from Vancouver home, but there's a story that there's another player who left from Calgary. So yes, Pearson flew from Vancouver to LA last night, but I heard that there's another, or wherever he lives, I should say, but I heard there was a second player that flew out from Calgary. Maybe we'll hear more tomorrow. What are the chances Sedin's come to the organization in an advisory role? It sounds like it. That's what all the talk is about. Do you think Miller or Schmidt could be moved? Yes, no, I think they could be. I don't want them to be, though. Yes, hype for Justin. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. So, yes, did you see any of the Jets Oilers game? No, I didn't. I was playing ping pong, and then I was doing my hockey pool. Looks like your wager's going well so far. Yes, it's just one game, but I'd rather be up one game than down one game. Justin, do you think Edler sitting out at scratch day means he will come back? I find it hard to play a player healthy enough who might retire the season on his own terms to have his last game as a scratch. Justin, I hear you, unless he was the one that said, I'm good. I don't need to go travel. I don't know. It's a great question, though. I'd bring him back. Cheap, insulate your levy a bit. Then you go Hughes, Rathbone, and Edler. I have time for that as long as it's not a lot of money. Thank you, Shannon, again for the donation. Thoughts on Horvat season? Fangirl, I thought he was excellent. I picked him as the MVP, and with all respect to Besser and Demko, the other two candidates, but I thought Horvat had an excellent season. Especially given everything that was going on for sure. Just realized I was off center. Avs, Tampa, Oilers, and Bruins. Okay, that's why Canucks dream, because Oilers had fewer points than Tampa. So your Final Four probably Tampa actually had more points than Boston too. So that would make sense. So your bracket is correct. The NHL did it correctly because my Final Four had Pittsburgh and Toronto, who had more points than Tampa. That's why my bracket showed Colorado and Tampa meeting in the semis. How much of the playoffs do you watch if the Canucks aren't in them? Also, I will rarely watch full games, to be honest with you. I will now take the time to catch up on. I'm starting a new course for my master's in June, and catch up with family church stuff. Want to be outside as much as I can, exercising, bike riding, ping pong, whatever it may be. So I will definitely watch highlights. I'll definitely follow storylines. I'm thinking of bringing back. I'll save that for the very end. Something I'm thinking about bringing back, and but yeah, I won't sit down and watch full games. But if an overtime's on, I'll usually watch that. Whoa, Coach Rob, $5. Thank you for the donation. Thanks for the streams. They have really helped me get through COVID. Coach Rob, that means a lot. All you guys mean a lot. But when I hear stuff like that, I appreciate that. I know T-Dot, if you're still in here, I know you left me a really nice message, which I haven't replied to on one of my videos too. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a hero, a savior, or anything like that. I just think if I could share a bit of my own time, energy, passion, and more importantly, not just about the Canucks, just share a bit about who I am. There's no such thing as Canuck Clay and then Clay Emo. They're the same person. There's no such thing as Church Clay and then Canuck Clay. They're the same person. So if I can help a little bit and just help by being myself and being a good listener and being genuinely present to you, that's more important to me than subs, likes, donations, views. Truly, I want to build authentic friendships and relationships, as authentic as they can be, over a screen. Granted that many of us have never met in person. I have a pleasure to meet some of you at Canucks games and stuff, but most of us have not met yet. I hope that changes somehow, some way. I'm going to do, right, as soon as we're allowed to, as soon as everyone's vaccinated and everything opens up, doing a massive Canuck Clay meet up somewhere, whether it's bowling or at my place, massive ping pong tournament, we'll see. But thank you, Coach Rob. I appreciate that. Fillmore, should there be a GoFundMe to buy the Canucks or buy out Eriksson? It's going to have to be a big one for sure. For sure. Mike says Edler retires. I would not be surprised. Chatfield is not an NHL D-man. I agree with you, Eason. C edits. Oh, I just saw something else now that popped up. What's this thing? Oh, wow. Nux fan with another $5 with a $5 donation. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. You guys must be really happy that the season's over or something. Thank you, Nux fan. C edits. Horvat ended the season with 19 goals. He would have had 5 consecutive seasons with 20 if he scored twice today. You were right that Besser would come close to 25, but not quite. Yeah, that was very close. Both the 25 goal watch for Besser and the 20 goal watch for Horvat. Yeah, Coach Rob, I have Shannon's entry. I looked and it's right in the spreadsheet, so I'm not sure why she didn't get the email, but I will resend that for sure. You guys are being very generous tonight. I really appreciate it. So Sean Avery, not happy with Nate Schmidt's season. Slow start. I thought he was okay. Adam Clay, it was Pearson who flew home from Calgary. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I didn't know that he had made it to Calgary before he flew home. Thank you, Adam. Edmund, do you think Hamnet would resign for the same contract length, or do you think he would want like a 2-year? He might do a 1 again if it's a lot of money. He might do 2 if it's a little less, but I still think the Canucks should do that for sure. Peter Hughes, last Saturday there were already 2 protests, anti-lockdown and the Palestine. We shouldn't have a fire. Yeah, when you put it compared to those, it seems a little bit silly, doesn't it? If Virtanen is found guilty of his crime, I don't think the Canucks are obligated to honor his contract. Rome, I would agree with you. I think they would have just grounds for termination for sure. For sure. Who do you think was a bigger disappointment, Canucks or Flames, and which team will be contenders first? Derek, I think the Flames, you look at their roster of players, they're more, the Goudreaus and Monahans of the world, and Bennett when he was there, they're a little older than, say, the Canucks core. They spend a lot of money on Markstrom and Tanev. I think Calgary was the bigger disappointment, to be honest with you. C edits, thank you. You're amazing. You know how much I appreciate you. And thanks for the donation as well. Well, the Canucks season from a money perspective, the Canucks should be really bad more often or end their season more often. That doesn't make sense. But yes, C edits, thank you for that as well. You are great. Do you think Holtby will go to Seattle? Shannon, he'll be exposed, but I don't think Seattle takes him. Kelly Rudy was saying that during the game he sees a young Bieksa in Chatfield. What do you think about that? I don't. Kelly Rudy's he's a nice guy, but he's made some weird things, like he was blaming the Washington goalie for not stretching, as if a Washington goalie wouldn't stretch before a playoff game. No, I don't see a young Bieksa in Chatfield. I don't think there's enough there. Sheldon, thoughts on Ovi's reaction to the blunder? I have not seen it, but I don't think anyone's going to blame him, right? No one's going to blame Ovechkin more than Samsonov for what Samsonov did. I think it's just he knows that these games, all 3 games have gone to overtime against Boston. Obviously everyone knows that you can't make mistakes like that. So I don't blame him. I haven't seen it, mind you. I've only heard about it, but if it's from what I expect it to be, okay, give me a second. I will look it up. Ovechkin reaction. I'm excited. Whoops, I'm still on the Kadri. Okay, Ovechkin yelling. So he slams his stick. And he's yelling, probably in Russian. Yeah, I don't mind it. He's a pretty passionate player. Easton, if Edler comes back, do you think he takes league minimum? No, I don't think he takes league minimum like 900, 800 grand. I think you're going to have to, he makes $6 million this year. I think you're going to have to offer him about 2. I would offer him $2 million max. That's me. Some would offer more. Some would say that's too much. I would offer him $2 million. Fangirl, most improved Canuck this season. I like the way Hamanek's game improved. Usually when you think of an improved Canuck, you think of a young guy. I think Highmore surprised me. So there's 2 guys. But you could say Hoglander too as a rookie. So maybe Hoglander, Hamanek, or Highmore. Anyone whose last name starts with H. Edmund would choose Ulevy or Chatfield. I would too. Coach Rob just passing it now. Thanks again for the donation. J-Dub, do you think one factor keeping betting is because it's too close to the draft with all the work you may put into it? No, J-Dub. I actually think that A, Aquilini loves betting. B, I think they're saying this season wasn't Benning's fault because of COVID. That's my gut feeling. Wow, Justin Credible. How about some love for Justin? Already a Hall of Fame member, and he donates $50. Even in such a challenging year with COVID and a less than desirable Canucks season, which fell short of expectations, you still provide a ton of laughs, positivity, and an amazing community for all of us fans. Thank you for everything this season. Justin, you're most welcome. I appreciate that. I appreciate the donation. Thank you. And you guys know, like, when it comes to donations, I'm not gonna lie. I keep some of it. I donate some of it, but I keep some of it too. I'm able to either buy more equipment or at least reinvest it into my family, who I do take time away from. You guys, I know you guys don't need me to justify what I do with the donations. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate them, because I don't do this for the money. Obviously, I would do it a lot better if I did this for the money. But the fact that I understand that not everyone has a lot of disposable income as well. So whether you do or you don't, and you decide to give some of that to me, you guys know how much I appreciate that as well. So thank you, Justin. That means a lot. Jim Benning, you were late. No problem. We'll see how long we're going. I almost feel like I should go a bit longer because of all the wonderful donations coming in. Evil Chick. Yeah, there's Canuck Clay and there's Kraken Clay with a K. Very good, Fillmore. T. Dot, it's all good. Was that in my response to your... Yeah, thank you. Do you think any players will ask for a trade? Core Rob, some people have been saying that players are unhealthy. I haven't seen that substantiated anywhere. But, there's some people that think that the media drives all the controversy, the negativity. But people like, Sakaris, Drance, Drager, Friedman, they don't make up stuff just for the sake of making it. They hear it from someone. Even I have a couple of sources in the Canucks. They're not big sources, but I have hinted at things that I have heard before, whether contract negotiations or players playing or not playing through injury. So I think everyone has a right to say what they want. Everyone knows someone, but once you hear it's, you kind of got to wait for like 2 or 3 of the bigger names to hear it. And corroborate. Is that the word? Corroborate? It's a weird word. I know it's not collaborate. Corroborate things independently, and then it's a story for sure. Yep, Canucks Dream, post-COVID party here. We got a trampoline. We got some ping pong. I can do that house tour that I've been promising. Let's do it. Yeah, lots of donations today. Thank you, everyone. Jogpal, they're giving you a salute for all the streams you do. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure. What was the Canucks record wearing the reverse retro? Not good. Did they even win in them? Did they go 0 for 4? Shannon hit that like. Very good. Pettersson and Miller for Eichel and Reinhardt. I don't like the Pettersson for Eichel. Miller for Reinhardt. I know Reinhardt's a little younger. I'm not sure. I don't like it. It doesn't fit right for me. Edmund Hamonic does want to stay on the West, which is a major advantage. I doubt Calgary would take him. So yeah, and I don't know if Edmonton would either. So I think it's either going to be Vancouver or Winnipeg if he stays true to his I want to be in Western Canada. Canucks fans are silly. They riot. They've done it a couple times. See edits. By the way, you would have no reason not to suspect that C edits is a male or a female, but I've seen it a couple times now in responding to C edits. C edits is indeed a female. So no one knew that though. So when you say C add a boy or whatever, I think add a girl is, or that's insulting. I don't know. Add a female, add a woman. I don't know. But C edits is indeed a female. But I don't think she cares. Thank you again, C edits, for that. Are you planning on going to the Canucks home opener in October? Mike, if fans are allowed to, yes, I want to be there. I want to be there when the Canucks take the ice again and cheer them on. Cheer them on properly without getting the Canucks in trouble. You guys know that story. Yes, Virtanen has not lost a civil suit, although he's in one, and has not been found guilty of criminal conduct. He may be collecting a salary. That, I don't know. Yeah, when they say the Canucks placed him on leave, it's not suspended. It's not anything. So you're correct. He likely is collecting a salary right now. Nucks fan donations show the appreciation everyone has for what you do, and I appreciate that appreciation for sure. What is most exciting to you? The trade deadline, draft, or free agency? Overall, I guess you're saying Um, it's funny, actually, the free agency, because the Canucks rarely do anything big on trade deadline. And the draft, especially last year, I went 2 years ago. That was exciting. Podkolzin, Hoglander. Last year, the Canucks didn't have a pick until the third round. And I don't know a lot about prospects, I admit. I learned about them once the Canucks draft them. So maybe free agency is the most exciting to me. But that's a great question, Noah. All three have their moments for sure. Are you going to cover the Canadian Division playoffs? Slincy, my philosophy has always been I want to focus on Canucks stuff. I want to be known as the best Canucks channel. I know there are a lot of good Canucks vloggers who also cover the rest of the NHL. But no, I'd rather... I've thought about this a lot, and I've tried to branch out a few times before. Maybe it's because I don't branch out well. But I think unless... Massive stories for sure. But I think I'm going to focus more on Canucks and how they react and what the changes they're going to make over the next little bit. If Canucks news dies down, maybe by the middle of June, because there's always expansion draft, and so I'm always going to look for Canucks angles as opposed to cover the rest of the playoffs. I know there's a lot of good vloggers doing that already. Do you think Travis Green will return? I don't, beast mode. I want him to, but I don't think he will. Thanks, Sharps, for being here. By the way, had some good ping pong matches. I lost to Sean 2-1. 21-19 beat me in the semis, and then Jacob went on to beat Sean 21-19, 21-19. And I just passed Justin Credible's donation once again. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate you very much. Edmund, let's say if Seattle takes Ulevy, would anyone be disappointed? Yeah, that's true, but I think we're protecting Ulevy. I'd be okay given how Rathbone has been doing. I just hope it's not our version of Tuukka Rask going the other way. I think it's going to be Schmidt, Myers, and Ulevy that get protected. Mike, let's hook up at a Canucks game for sure. I'd love to meet you. Yeah, Justin, huge. Edmund, I don't think Rathbone will become a bust. I've already seen enough of his skating, his passing, his offensive ability. Major love for Justin and for everyone who donated. Absolutely. Is there anyone on the Canucks that needs to bounce back next season? Yeah, I think Schmidt could be better. And depending, you could say Petey needs a bounce back season. He wasn't brutal, but he wasn't the best. And even Hughes. Yeah. Nux, your streams made the games more enjoyable to watch. I appreciate that, Nux fan. NF season, thank you. Just appreciate all you do for us. Thank you, Justin. Keep the donations coming. Yeah, we've done really well tonight. Guys, let's keep the calling going. Let's bring my bimbo to this. Jockball, do you see the D chancing more on offense to change more during this offseason? Chancing more or offense? Maybe changing more. Do you see the D changing more or the D or offense changing more? D, I think you're looking at only one guy, like a Hamonic. I think you might see more in the forwards, but we're not going to have a lot of money either way. How many Canucks will Kadri get for that dirty hit? How many games? Maybe 2. Because if Park and I talked about, you get one playoff game for every 3 or 4 regular season games. So let's say you're going to suspend Kadri for 4, maybe 3, 4, 5 games. Then that's the equivalent of 1 or 2 games, maybe. Yeah, that was pretty bad. David, the Canucks fell flat on their feet. Their big changes, I wouldn't be surprised how bad of a tumble. Yep. Gravek deserves another contract. Yeah, he could be a good 4th line. Bright spots of the season: Hoglander, Demko, Hamonic, second half, Besser and Horvat. Oh, they went 0 for 4, I think, in the reverse retros. Thanks, C-Edits. St. Pat's jerseys for the Leafs, not so good either. Rob Fay called the reverse retro a Sprite. Yeah, C-Edits, is Rob the first one who coined that? I've seen other people do it too. Was he the first one, though? Pretty interesting. Bowie thought he would revitalize his career. Yeah, he was talking. Remember that press conference or that Zoom call from the airport when he was flying here? Not getting a single game. Yeah, so obviously Canucks are going to expose him, but I don't think he'll be taken. Then maybe he becomes a 7th defenseman last year. Atta girl, my bad. No problem, Dexter. Hype for all those who donated and all season long to a true Canuck legend. Thank you, Justin. C-Edits is the best. Canuck Clay in place of Mayor Malcolm Brody. Yeah, I think I could run a good city. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not going to get into the whole sex versus gender, what you were born with and what your identity, what you identify with. I won't go there tonight. Who's making it out of the North? I have Toronto playing Winnipeg, and I think it's going to be Toronto. Clay streams have always made my days better. That's awesome, Justin. How tall is your brother and your son? Oh, great question. So my brother is 5'9" or 5'10". Dusty is only 5'7", and I'm 5'6". So let's put it in perspective. I'm 5'6", Dusty's 5'7", my brother is 5'9" to 5'10", Sean is 5'8", and Jacob is 5'7". So I think if I lined them all up, it would go my brother Jason, then Sean, then my cousin Dusty, along with... No, I think Dusty's taller than 5'7". I think he's 5'8" or 5'9". I think it goes Jason, Dusty, Sean, Jacob, and this guy bringing up the rear. Interesting question, Dexter. I like that question. If everyone is vaccinated next season, do you think we still won't be allowed near the players? I think it'll be gradual for sure. They'll get fans in the arena, but I don't know if they'll be doing any meet and greets or anything like that anytime soon. Okay, let's get back to questions only. I just don't want to fall too far behind. Fillmore says you don't need to branch out. This is your brand. I agree, Fillmore. This is my brand, for better or for worse. Nux fan photo that went with the prayer intentions was, yes, I offer a chance to pray for anyone on my Instagram and Facebook feeds twice a week. And Nux fan, you did recognize the picture, the location. Very good. Impressed. Yeah, Derek, I think that's a great point. I'd rather do Canucks and a bit of Abbotsford as opposed to NHL. Great point, Derek. Hey, Marcus, you're welcome for the videos and streams. We all love and appreciate them so much. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that you appreciate them. Mike, are you going to keep doing these streams during the off season, or is it until October? No, I'll keep going twice a week, Sundays and Thursdays, I think. That's my plan. Good night, Adam. I know you're in a different time zone. I appreciate you. Thank you for the donation. See, it's what team do you think is good fit for Green's coaching style? You know, see, it's when Green has most success is not when the Canucks play run and gun. It's when they play a really bottle it up, rely on goaltending, rely on good defense systems, like we saw in the bubble. So I'm not smart enough to connect which teams need a coach to which. Well, I guess it's Arizona, it's New York, it's Buffalo. So maybe of those teams, of the current teams that need a coach, maybe it's Arizona, or maybe Seattle, because they might have to rely on defense. Free agency Canucks never good combo. That's funny. Keep Rathbone. Majory, congratulations. Graduate from where? I thought you were graduating from university. Yeah, university or college, not high school, right, Majory? But let me know where you're graduating from. That's awesome. What can we get for Schmidt? Likely you'll get a second rounder and a player, because the other team's taking whatever $5 million in salary though. But I think you could get 2 assets for Schmidt. Oh, I heard another buzz. That's another donation. So now I got to find it. Or unless it's a really late. What does that say? Oh, that's an old. It's Streamlabs doing its weird old notifications again. Yeah, a lot of people thinking that Seattle won't take Holtby. I would agree with that. When do you think travel restrictions will be lifted? Not till the summer. Not until more people are vaccinated still. So I don't know for sure. I know you're very hopeful, as I am, fangirl, for sure. I just said for sure like 4 times in a minute there. Love these live streams. Thanks, you, Major. I appreciate that. So we raised $500 and you run the 10K at the 2022 BMO Vancouver Marathon. Deal? Let me get back to you. I still have your email. I'll get back to you. I actually think truly that we can raise way more than that, because for 2 reasons. Number one, I think we hit $500 easy. I really do, given how generous subscribers are, and just, yeah. So number one, I think we can raise that. And number two, the fact that it's me, and anyone who knows me know how much I hate running, I think I should honestly, we should do it for more than $500. Even if I'm not keeping any of it. If we're obviously we're going to donate it, but let's raise way more than that. So we'll talk. I don't want to commit just yet. Seattle, what was your impression of the North Division overall? Did it live to the hype? Yeah, I thought it was fine. I think I'm tainted though, because the Canucks did not play well, to be honest with you. So I think if the Canucks played better, I would have even been more into it if the Canucks obviously made the playoffs, or if they were, some of these games meant more down the stretch. But I thought it was fun, but I did get pretty sick of some of the Ottawa games, to be honest with you. Yeah. So I thought it was okay. I didn't think it lived up to the hype, though, for sure. Rome says Kadri maybe 4 games. Yes, Kadri always gets suspended in the playoffs. Easton, I agree with you. Put Rathbone as your second pairing left D next year. Did you catch the Lakers-Warriors game? No, Sharms, I didn't, because I was doing my hockey pool. Although my son Sean had it on behind him, and we were in different rooms. And so he told me about Lakers being down by 10. He told me about LeBron's injury. Yeah, sounds like it was a good game. And by the way, I am doing an NBA confidence pool for anyone who's interested in that as well. So David's not a fan of Kadri. If they do let Travis Green go, who would you want to see in his place? My number 1 pick would be Bruce Boudreau. I really like him. I like him more than Julian and Gallant. It would be Boudreau for me. Yeah. Witten, appreciate what you do, Clay. Thank you, Witten. Do you think that Benning has it in him to target any teams that can't protect certain young players? So we're hearing about that the Canucks should take advantage of a Nashville or Carolina, who are going to have to leave good guys exposed. I'm not convinced that Benning can pull that off on his own, but you got to think that there's other people, Chris Gear, or there's other people in the organization that do understand that concept and could at least make it happen. Oh, $5,000 fine, Inferno. Oh, you're being sarcastic. Sorry. Bim, thanks for being here. We're doing fine. Glad you're here. What's your favorite board game? I don't play a lot of board games. We play... actually, Codenames. We play Codenames a lot. I like Codenames. One of the more recent games. And then we play a lot of Jackbox, for sure. What did you think about Griffiths when he was the owner of the team? I liked him a lot. Local guy. Always successful. I like Arthur Griffiths. Great question. Rome, great point about not appreciating Arthur Griffiths enough. Nucks fan, that's awesome. Bringing back memories. Frankie is delusional if he thinks hiring the Sedins will satisfy the fan base. Sean, I agree with you, but they can be part of the solution, not the solution. And I do think that seeing what happened with Linden, I think that the Sedins won't let that situation repeat itself. But yeah, it's not just that. That's a great point. Okay, I'm still about 7 minutes behind, but that's okay. I'll try my best. Graduating high school, Major. That's awesome. What high school? Oh, I thought you seem more mature than a high school. That's the same age as my son Jacob. That's awesome. What high school? See, what do you think about Demko's mom tweeting to bring back Ian Clark as well? Yeah, between Demko's mom and Demko talking about how they desperately want it to get done. Yeah, that's saying something. But to have your player come out and say it, that's pretty crazy. Will Seattle be as good as Vegas when they expanded? Nope, no way. I think GMs will not arm Vegas with so many good assets off the top. Dexter puts out his lines that include Lynn, Höglander, Podkolzin, and Lockwood. Yeah, I'm not sure if Lockwood's going to... You still have Roussel and Beagle under contract. Yeah, we'll see. That is a lot of youth for sure. Maybe next year's the year to do it. Is Benning going to redeem himself this offseason? People are too negative. He's got to do something, Amrit, for sure. With training camp, can this roster improve since they weren't able to do preseason next year? You'd like to think so. There are a lot of extenuating circumstances, but every team didn't really have a training camp. So, but you'd like to see them do a bit better for sure. Thank you, Bim Jennings. Thanks for being here. Dogwood says Holtby is better than Demko. Dogwood, I'd love to hear your reasoning because I think that would be an unpopular opinion for sure. Kadri's playing like Rafi Torres. That's a good comparison, actually. He was a key guy. Yeah, he was reckless though too. Monopoly and any spinoff are your favorites. Cool, David. Eastern Carolina jumped from 9 to second. Philly jumped from 13 to second. Chicago jumped from 12 to third. It's possible. The Canucks can still win the lottery. 5% chance, right? As we talked about last night, 10th overall, best odds now that we have Seattle in there. Because we finished 9th from the bottom. No, sorry. We finished 8th from the bottom, and then you had Seattle, and so we have the 9th best chance to win the lottery for sure. For sure. Will there be a preseason? Yes, Mike. Who is Ian Clark, Canucks goaltending coach? Everyone loves him here. Seattle, do you think in the normal divisions Ottawa could make the playoffs? You mean next season? I have a feeling they're still a year away. Seattle's a year or two away. You a season ticket holder? Yes. For 10 years now, me and my buddy Mike, section 319. It's actually pretty good. It's right in the corner where the Canucks shoot twice. And you go right across the aisle and it's the next price point. So we have some pretty sweet seats. 10 years now. Playoffs are getting physical. Yeah, the games have been good. This guy is the ultimate vibe. Cole, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Horvat will be at 28 and UFA in 2 years. Miller will be 30 and UFA in 2 years. If the teams make no progression, I don't see them re-signing. Yeah, that's fair. The Canucks contracts are set up. That's a really good point. The Canucks contracts are set up where after Brock Besser becomes an RFA at the end of 2023 season. Then the next season, Miller, it's Miller and Horvat. That's a good point. So 3 of our top 6 for sure. Seattle, who do you think Nashville is missing? They are a good team. What do you think they're missing? They are an excellent team on paper. Maybe they're a little thinner. I've always liked Forsberg. Maybe they're a little thinner up front than usual. Here's by the way, you probably can't see it, but here's my hockey pool sheets. This is how I do a hockey pool. I print out, the players, points per game, blah, blah, blah. So let's look at Nashville's roster because I have it right here. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Not a single Nashville player taken in the pool. But that makes sense because they're playing against Carolina. Yossi, Forsberg, Granlund, Arvidsson. Yeah, I think they're missing a bit of firepower up front. Cole, thank you for the donation. Appreciate you. Vibing. I like that. Not even sure what that means. I don't think I'm too uncool to vibe, but I will take that. Thank you. Would you prefer to keep Ian Clark or Dusty? Oh, I would love Dusty, my cousin Dusty, to get a shot, but I can see where fans would have a Harry if, no matter who's replacing Ian Clark. But I know Dusty could do a really, really good job. It'd be cool to have an emo actually in the Canucks organization formally instead of just talking about it all the time. Should the North Division make a comeback? The Sens could make a run for the playoffs, but if the divisions were different, who knows? Yeah, good point. How bad do you think Pettersson is hurt? Pretty bad, Nat. The fact that he didn't come back after March, the start of March. I'd heard that the Canucks wanted him to play through it, and obviously he was not well enough to do so. Yeah. So I think it's pretty bad. Roses are red, violets are blue. The hope isn't dead. We'll make the playoffs in 2022. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I better wrap this up pretty quick and get to Nashville's missing a top elite player. Justin wants regular divisions. Will they have a preseason? Yes, Mike, they will have a preseason. I think they're going to go back to normal. They might start it a couple weeks later than usual, but they're going to try and go back to normal. Thanks again, Cole. Nashville known for their defense, but their D-men are too offensive a lot of the time. Okay. Too old. Windows closing, says Jim. Would the Canucks have better record as the regular divisions? Same amount. You think so? You think so, given if it was the regular divisions, you think that Vegas and Edmonton would be the only teams that were way better than us, then we would battle with Calgary and the 3 California teams. Clay, thoughts on having bigger crowds back for the playoffs? It's made the viewing experience so much more thrilling. Yeah, it was weird to see it at the start, especially in Carolina, but it's been amazing. I think it's great as long as it's safe to do so. I don't know all the ins and outs for sure. Nashville's a black hole for offense. What lousy American team moves to Canada, to even out the North Division with 8 teams? Yeah, Dogwood, I don't think if it's the North Division, it'll only be for one more year. Oh, I see what you're saying, but if it is for one more year, now that we have 32 teams, no, I think you'd have to go 7, 8, 8, 9. The whole point of having North Division is because of the border. Yeah. Back to 82 games, yes. No way, not an all-night stream. I got to go to bed. See, do you think having the Nordiques still here would make the North Division more even? You mean have Nordiques still here, meaning, let's clarify, do you mean as the Colorado Avalanche or just another team? Let me know what you mean, because I want to answer it properly. Canucks would be better in regular divisions, more variety of opponents, less matchups versus McDavid and Matthews, and no Toffoli. Thanks, Noah. Thanks a lot. Canucks should acquire Colin Miller from Buffalo and protect him instead of Ulevi. Thoughts, Clay? Yeah, I've heard a lot. I have time for Colin Miller, but what do you have to give up to get him? What team in the Pacific Division moved to the Central when Seattle comes in? It's going to be Arizona. So it's going to be Vegas, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Seattle, and the 3 California teams. No Arizona. Just another team. Okay, so your question then is, if it was just another team, you wouldn't expect them to be really, really good. So yeah, from a nice even numbers perspective, it would be great. Then instead of playing Calgary and Edmonton 10 times and everyone else 9, you're playing everyone 7 or 8 times. I think that's what you mean, right? See edits? Okay. Wow. We're an hour 2. We're at 10. Where did the time go? Okay, David, last question. Who knows if that will change? Oh, Trudeau quarantine for 7. Yes. Okay. It's already, we're at a minute 2. Let's do 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything. So no Canucks questions, no hockey questions. I will answer anything from a personal nature, as long as it's not too personal. So let's go Ask Me Anything for the last few minutes here. Then I'll give you I want your opinion on something, and then we will end off. Current Avs as Nordiques, yes, they would blow us out for sure. Who do you see as the next Universal Champion? I don't think it's going to be Cesaro. I actually think they could build to a Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns program, given their history. Vancouver Aquarium or Science World? I like Aquarium. What's your dream car? No problem, Noah. People have asked me this before. I'm not a big car guy, so I would say Lamborghini, but I don't know how to distinguish a Lamborghini from a Ferrari, honestly. So I'm so not car literate. It's scary. I like my Hondas, my Civic and my Odyssey. Do you ever go camping in a tent with your family? No, I've gone camping before, but we are not much of a camping family. I've gone before we got married. Jacob's gone before. Sean's gone before with friends. But no, we haven't gone as a family. We usually do the trips to like parks and stuff. Favorite childhood memory in Richmond? Street hockey. Growing up, me, my friends, my dad, in front of our house. Would you use Fraser Valley or Abbotsford? If we're talking about the team, I think they're going to go with Abbotsford, although Fraser Valley would seem more inclusive, but I think it's going to be Abbotsford. When will real estate collapse in Vancouver? Great question. It always ebbs and flows for sure, but we've never seen a collapse for a long time. Good night, Jim. Thanks. Justin, do you see a build-up for the return of Rock versus Reigns, face versus heel? I've heard that could be a WrestleMania match for sure. That would be massive. You imagine keeping Reigns on top, though, all the way until next year. What will be the frequency of live streams from now on? Thinking of twice a week. Sunday, Thursday. Have you done any martial arts? No, not for real. Just goofing around, but nothing formal. You play video games? I used to, but not anymore. My kids play our PS4 a little bit. That's all we have. What do you think will happen with the upcoming Summer Olympics? Do you think they'll go ahead as scheduled? No. We're hearing more and more that they won't, so that's my guess. SUV, hatchback, van, or sedan? I drive a hatchback, and we have a van. Actually, what's a Honda Civic? Is that a hatchback or a sedan? I would love an SUV, though. I would love an SUV. I'm not sure if we need the Honda Odyssey anymore. The most we use the space for would be road trips or for a work event. Did your parents immigrate to Canada? Were they born here? My parents were born here, fangirl. It was my grandparents that were the first ones over from Japan and China, respectively. Best restaurant in Vancouver. I like Kobe Steakhouse downtown. Would you ever go parasailing? It looks pretty fun. See, edits, if they can guarantee that I would not die, then I would go. Where was your best family vacation destination? We've gone to California quite a bit. We love it, but we love cruises the most. So we did a Disney cruise. That was pretty sweet. Thanks, Dogwood, for the explanation. Lame draft window. You never say my name anymore. Fine. Doozy with sushi and Bertuzzi's jacuzzi. Also, can you do a post-draft lottery stream and a post-free agent stream this summer? Thanks, Clay, and keep it all up. Yeah, we'll see. I would certainly be open to it. Clay, what curves more, Jacob's bowling throws or Benning's hairline? It's close, but I love the way Jake throws the ball, so I'm going to go with his throws, his shots. What happened to wrestling? Monday Night Wars to what we have now? No competition. So WWE didn't have to innovate as much as they needed to. David, thank you for the responses. Just because I'm not reading them doesn't mean I out loud doesn't mean I don't appreciate it, but I need to continue on the ones asked to me. Thank you. Miaza, thanks. Civic is sedan. Okay, thank you. By the way, RV or trailer camper? I haven't done either yet, but RV would be fun. Would try skydiving? Probably not. Unless, again, you can guarantee that I would not die. Disneyland or Disney World? I had fun in Disney World, but Disneyland... Oh, gosh. Disney World, though, there were quite a few. No, probably Disneyland still. What's the most adventurous thing you've done? Adventurous? I haven't skydived. I haven't done anything crazy like that. Anything that would say, well, honestly, it's probably just more daring rides in amusement parks. Sounds a little boring, but maybe that's it. Oh, and I have traveled for work to places. Oh, no, my trip to Johannesburg, South Africa. I spoke at a youth conference way back in 2005, and I stayed. I did a tented safari, so that was kind of adventurous. Granted, the people we're staying with we had a lot of money, so it was a really nice tented safari, but we stayed in the jungles for a couple nights when this tented safari. It's pretty cool. So that's the most adventurous thing I've done. Thanks, David. Yes, Lucas, you're most welcome. Did you watch the show Man Tracker? No. What is one thing you hope to achieve or learn by the end of the summer, personally or channel-wise? Personally or channel-wise? I think personally, I just want to improve in everything I do. Whether it's my piano playing, my public speaking, my ping pong, my bowling, my streams. Yeah. Maybe build up, continue to build the channel a little bit by maybe do some more storytelling videos. I keep saying that though, and I never get to it. I actually think I'm best when I'm spontaneous and not scripted. As opposed, I know it's weird. The scripted videos with a lot of footage, those are what get big hits, right? Whereas I like the spontaneous, turn on my phone and talk. So at the risk of it, taking away from hits, I like that better. Great question though, Justin. Somewhere new you would want to go on a road trip to. If I was driving, road trip, I would love to do a cross Canada, or at least get to Ontario or Quebec with a family, because the the family hasn't really been there. Jacob, I took to Edmonton and Montreal for bowling 2 years ago, but yeah, we haven't done it. We haven't done it as a family. Great question. Thanks, David. I appreciate that. Arcel, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. It was the safari. Okay, and Mike, I will answer your question. Buffalo has the best chance to win the draft lottery right now. Okay, last thing. I want your opinion. Okay, and I do value your opinion. You guys know this. There's still 65 of you coming up at 11:30, which is pretty cool. I have a huge sneeze coming up. I'm going to move away from the microphone. God bless me. I told you it was big. Probably just woke up half my family, but that's okay. I want your opinion before I end off here. For those of you that have been on my channel for quite a bit, you guys know that, yeah, thank you. That was a big sneeze. I need a big blessing for a big sneeze. For those of you that have been on my channel, and I've talked about it a lot tonight, actually, I want to be known, and I have no problem saying it, I want to be known as the best Vancouver Canucks YouTuber. There are people that have bigger channels than me for sure. Some that are not Canucks centric, but they do a bunch of Canucks videos, which is cool. Full props to them. But I want to be known when people think of Canucks YouTube. It's my goal. It's my goal to be the first name that pops into mind. I'll flat out say it. And that's what I want to do. Having said that, I do also know that there's opportunities to grow this channel a little bit if I expand a bit. So my question to you, my one question is, I used to do this thing called 2-on-1. And I think some of you guys knew I was going to go to this. I used to say 2 minutes on one NHL topic. So tonight, for instance, if I did one, it would be probably the Kadri hit. I would take something from the playoffs that maybe was the biggest story of the day. If a player got a hat trick or a big hit, a suspendable hit like Kadri, whatever it is, I would basically call it 2-on-1 because, hockey. And I would say, I'm Canuck Clay and this is 2-on-1, 2 minutes on one topic. And I would talk about it and then just give my own quick, unedited view on something. And I could do that for the playoffs going forward. It takes me 2 minutes to record it and then upload it. I'm all done in 5 or 10 minutes. Do you guys think that would you be interested in that? So it's just simply put yes or no. You could be interested because you want to hear my opinions on something that Kadri hit, and you think I may have something to offer and add to the YouTube world. That might be reasons why you say yes. Or you might say no. Clay, that's probably a waste of your time. They might not create traction, and people don't see you as someone who knows a lot about the entire league, or at least vlogs about it. That would actually water down your niche. So I would love to hear your... So Arsenal, no, there will not be multiple topics in the same video. I don't have time, right? It's only 2 minutes. Like I would really try to do only maybe 2.5 minutes at the most. So I would love to hear your comment. And you're not hurting my feelings if you say no. But if you say no, give me a reason why. No, people won't watch. No, I think you should just save your energy. No, just talk about the Canucks. I would love to know that. But remember, this is what I would call 2-on-1. So I see a lot of yeses. Doozy says no. More content the merrier. As you can see by your email, we clearly value your opinion. T-Dot, yes. Okay, so there's enough. 2 minutes on one topic, 2 minutes, yeah. So it'd be like multiple 2-on-1s. No, I'm pretty lazy. I just want to talk about one, and then that saves me less research, right? So I could talk about the Kadri hit, his history, and the impact on both teams, kind of thing. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of yeses. So it's something that I will definitely consider then, and I would likely start tomorrow if I do it. Yeah, and then that's true. If you have the time to spread out to different teams, so maybe I would upload it by 10 or 11 at the end of a night, and then people could see it throughout the night, and then early morning. Okay, there's some good feedback there. So thank you guys. We've got an hour 15. Nucks fan knows me. I would watch only because it's you, but I think you want to stay with the Canucks. The next stream. So if something crazy happens, I'll probably do an impromptu one tomorrow night, or maybe Parker and I will do one. We're not sure yet. But I'm generally going to go Sunday and Thursday, but starting next Sunday. I'm going to take a break for tomorrow, given I've gone 4 or 5 nights straight. But for members in here, I'll be sending out a link to our franchise and Hall of Fame member Zoom chat happening this Sunday. You guys are awesome. So thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing for sponsoring these live streams this entire season. And thanks to all of you. A lot of donations tonight, almost $100 worth of donations. I appreciate you very much. And yeah, it just means a lot to me that you would not only spend time, but some of you would spend your resources on me as well. So if you haven't become a member yet, if you like what I do here, members actually even get more. Well, the All-Star gets a little bit more. They get mentioned, but the Hall of Fame, the franchise and the Hall of Fame, they get a bit more content. So if that's what you want, maybe consider joining as a member. And yeah, you guys have been great. I appreciate everything all the comments. I do read all the comments, even if I don't read them now, I do go back and read them. So I appreciate all of you very much. So thanks again for being here. I implore you, I invite you to make sure that you're subscribed and make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live next. Although I sometimes talk about it on Twitter and such, if you follow me there at Canuck Clay as well. And you can always shoot me an email. It's just clayemo@shaw.ca. I'll type it in real quick, but I don't want to get spam. So it's clayemo, and then it's at shaw.ca. Anytime you want to reach out, I love hearing from you guys. Okay. Thanks again. It's been a great season. A lot of fun, including a marathon 4-hour stream on Sunday. A lot of donations tonight. We did I'm looking to include my family a bit more, especially the two boys, if they want to do some stuff with me. But we'll see. We'll stay creative. We'll stay on top of things. We'll stay passionate. But most importantly, we'll stay true. We'll stay transparent. We'll stay genuine. We'll stay humble. We'll stay a lot of things. We'll stay as a community. We'll stay engaging with each other. So stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Thank you for sticking with me all season long. I got to tell you, my wife Gail gets really mad that I have no sense of direction. So I packed up all my stuff and I write. God bless and go Canucks go. Booyah.